Hi, everybody. This is Dr. J and Professor Spikes, and we're live from Long Island, New York.
Yeah, all that opera lessons you've taken.
Absolutely gorgeous day, and that gorgeous weather extends to Wall and Broad today as our biotechs are going up. They're going up. Spike and I got rid of whatever Anovus we had. Thank you very much.
It's nice. It's nice actually being on the green side for a trade for change. Or for
I would not short it in the 70s, but I would not buy it here either. So if you missed it, you missed it. You know, you'll catch the next one. Marty S, congratulations. Dan A, congratulations on the Anovus pick. I know you want to credit me, but I never take any credit for anything.
Right.
It's all your own thinking. As always, do your own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. Check with your advisor before acting. What you can do, instead of giving me a round of applause, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Okay, and tell your friends about us. Wetware is prospering. I assure you Wetware is out of it by now. If I know Wetware, he's got puts and calls going or something. All right, I know Wetware is happy along with a lot of Anovus bulls. Okay. Just be careful now because as Dan pointed out, in many a show that after the run-up, there's very likely going to be a secondary dilution. And if that comes, even at $50 a share, it'll dampen spirits.
You could always get back in then.
Yeah. And the people on the board that were playing Anovus seem to have unloaded it all at different prices, which makes sense.
Excuse me.
Andrew's talking to Arjun.
Sorry, I didn't want to do that on the air. Good thing you had that thing in front of it. Oh, Arjun, okay.
Arjun can't make it today, so I'll be happy to field any Arjun type questions, I guess. Outside of Boston, do you come into New York for the Yankee games? I see a lot of Boston Red Sox fans.
Yes. Well, you know.
A lot of Yankee fans going to Fenway.
All right.
No options on Anovus? Wetware, out temporarily.
You got 74, which is a great price.
Hooray for the red, white, and blue, only in America.
Yeah, right. I should switch to mimosas right now.
Of course, Elon Musk is manipulating the cryptocurrency market. He's messing around with Bitcoin. First, he says, "I'll take it." Then he says, "I'm not taking it. Bad for the ecology." Then I'm sure he's had a big bet on it when he said he was taking it. I'm sure he sold it and shorted it when he said, "I'm not taking it." Meanwhile, the Dogecoin, DOGE, is his personal favorite, whatever that means. And he's having a regal time influencing that currency market and making more billions. What a manipulator that guy is. We already posted that one.
Yeah, we saw that one, yeah.
Vyne and Kala. We already have 14 stocks on our list, so we'll try.
Yeah, we'll put it on.
Pablo, give me one of them. Do one of them. Which one do you want, Vyne or Kala?
Yeah, well, Pablo, I'll let you know as soon as he.
All right, Pablo will let us know.
Yep.
Saeed is here from Utah. Happy Friday, everybody. Andrew is here. And Pablo is going to pick Vyne. Okay.
Fine. Okay.
So let's get going. We'll start the show off.
Sounds good.
we'll start to show up by looking at Vyne.
Okay.
Why not? Is that Vyne and what's the famous
Vyne
street?
and Women in Song.
What's the famous street? Vyne and
Hollywood and Vyne.
Hollywood and Vyne. Yeah. Hollywood and Vyne. Okay, we'll look at Vyne. That's not Vino. That's Vyne, right?
It's fine with me too.
It's fine with you too. Okay. VYNE. I mean, we have so many hot stocks to look at, but we're going to start with Vyne. Maybe this is a hot one. No, not too hot today.
You have to get rid of the you have to get rid of Mark's comment. I'm sorry.
Okay. No
Just so
problem.
it's easy to see what we're doing here.
Yeah. He got in at 366, which doesn't really matter to me. If I'm looking at the chart, it doesn't matter when you got in. What matters is where it's going.
So
It's not where it's coming from.
What about the numbers?
It's not where the puck came from. It's where the puck is going. Something like that, Gretzky said.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
I think Gretzky said something like that.
That's funny.
It doesn't look bad at this point. It looks like
You actually like these pictures.
It looks like
it's sort of like a slow but steady, solid recovery.
Yeah, and now it's above the 9. I like that rounded bottom. Yeah, I mean the chart looks fine. What it does from here, it looks like it took a little breather today. But if it takes out the high of 387, I think you can get some run here. So I would wait for this to become a Momo play. Take out 387, then swing it. That's what I would do. So that's what Dr. J would do. And sometimes I do what I say I'm going to do. So I did that with, remember I said very quickly, trading range on ADAP? Well, I played that immediately, and I swung that for an 8% gain overnight. I know 8% is nothing compared to Anovus, but I'll take it.
Hey, those are unicorns.
Yeah, I mean, ADAP, it took me 30 seconds, or no, 10 seconds to look at the chart to know it was a swing trade. Very good swing trade, so I made some money there. And I made money twice on the SPXU, for 3 times short the S&P. I had a feeling, more than a feeling, I wanted to play SPXL at pretty much at the bottom the other day, but didn't do it, and it got away from me. So
it's hard to call those bottoms.
These things happen. So I would swing it with a break of 387, right? So let's say it goes to 390. I'd be looking to at least fill this gap at 452 for a 60-cent swing. I do always use this tight stop. Pick your own stop, or just go for the low of the day here at 357. So in at 390, stop loss at 350 maybe, and 460 or more for the swing. It don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
See, you could find those swings in these curves.
Now this one's making us a lot of money.
There we go, BioChrist.
BioChrist is making us a lot of money.
I think I've been selling this stuff on too fast a rate.
Yeah, because I'm
running out of shares.
No, but it always gives you an opportunity to add more. It always pulls back.
It's been right, I know. So now where is that opportunity?
Look, it's going to pull back to the 9-day. 9-day is at, where is it? I don't know. We need Arjun. 33, 38. He's got better eyes than me.
13, yeah.
13, 38. I can't see.
Right.
I even though I washed my glasses out before the show, I still can't.
Again, that makes one of us.
Yeah. So I have a whole big list. Marty S. just bought X amount of Biopath, whatever X is.
Right.
And Marty has been on fire. So let's take a look. I promised him we'd look at Biopath. All right, Biopath looks like it's on fire as well today, coming from the depths of despair at $5 just a week ago. Biopath, which was once a high runner to the 70s, reminiscent of what Anovus is doing today. I was in that run. Dr. J don't miss a run from 5 to 70. I like those runs.
Well, Sava did something like that for us too.
Yeah, Sava 123. That's my all-time record, I think.
Yeah.
8 to 123.
Right.
That record is going to be tough to take out. It's like Joe DiMaggio's record. How many straight games did he hit in? 56, was it?
Well, you have me there.
I think it's 56. Okay, look at this. What appears to be not the best downward looking chart in the world. I mean, until today, the direction was clearly down, but finally it took out. It looks like it took out the trend line. Let's see the parallelism. I gotta have parallelism. I'm a mathematician that likes parallelism. I don't like perpendicular. I like parallel. Parallel channel.
We have to have our favorite P word.
Yeah, so we're clearly in a downward channel.
Right.
But the good news is Marty S. waited for it to break out of that downward channel, and let's see where it could run. The price will tell us everything. Even if it goes down tomorrow, if it doesn't go down below that downward channel, there's hopes for a rally here. Of course, you don't want it to go down because that would be the low of the day was pretty low, 555. So, well, that's not that low. It could get to 560 tomorrow. I mean, that would be normal.
Well, you're talking about Monday.
It looks like it wants to make a run. This is the first sign of it. Now, back here, the high of 574 was taken out. So that's another good sign. So we had 574 taken out, a higher high. It's the first higher high, I think, in months for this particular stock.
Right.
So this is a turnaround play off of the earnings report. I don't know how the earnings report was, but that was a few days ago. I don't know why we were up today, other than a little positive Momo in the biotechs, maybe. Well, maybe Marty bought enough stocks to propel this move. I don't know.
A market maker like Elon Musk.
Yeah, maybe this move might be all Marty. I haven't been in Biopath since that run to the 70s, but I'm going to keep my eye out on it, see if it closes above the 574, which might be interesting in and of itself because there's a key high at 673 that might be a good swing trade. Try to get 670, or at least come up to the moving average here at 633. So for a swing, you're looking at, let's say, 630 for a take profit, and very tight stop. Let's say below the low 4 days ago, 551, 550 stop, 630 take profit. Not a bad swing. I don't know enough about fundamentals to say I love it for the long term or what, but for a swing, it looks okay. Let's look at the big mover of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what we could do, we don't need to look at the chart of Anovus to talk about it, but we'll put it up anyway. We've been talking about Anovus from the time it was like $8.
Right.
We've been in and out of it, in and out of it, in and out of it. Most of us now are out of it, and very wisely so, I think. And even though it's $76 and going up to 100, who cares? You made your money. You got to take your profits. Let the next guy make a few bucks. It's okay. You know what Dr. J feels about these big green candles. They always come back to the middle, at least. So the middle would be, also let's look at this high. Draw the horizontal line in there. Right around 47 bucks. That's about it's a little below the middle. I think this is a reasonable place to get in. I'm thinking it'll come back to this $47.
Oh yeah, I guess it does depend on the secondary offering price if there is one.
If there is one, it'll be 50 bucks.
That's your call.
It'll come down exactly to 47, and Dr. J will light up the cigar.
Right.
Now, if I
imagine.
They
have good news about the Alzheimer's. So.
No, if I really had guts, I'd short it here. But I don't have that much guts because it could easily go to 100 before it goes to 47.
That's like putting money on the no pass line on a friend.
It's like putting money on the no pass line when you have a really hot shooter.
Right. I was thinking more of a friend that you didn't want to send bad karma to. Because we want this drug to succeed because we'd like to see Alzheimer's get cured.
I have a vested interest in it succeeding, not only for Alzheimer's but for Parkinson's.
Right, because they have that same drug as a Parkinson's plays well.
Yep. So any of these
that would be nice.
plays, I have a vested interest in. I bought. I didn't load the boat, but I bought enough back of Denali that I'm now making money on Denali.
Oh, is Denali still? You're still in Denali?
Not only that, I'm now making money on it because when it dropped,
I sort of bailed on that recently. So
when it dropped into this $50 area, I bought some, and now we're looking at 50.
Yeah, that's when I got scared.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the chart of Denali. New highs almost every day, higher highs, higher lows every day, every candle, pretty much for 7, 8, 9 trading days. To really fly, it's got to take out the high of April 29th, which is 63.95. Takes that one out, it'll probably make new all-time highs if it takes that out. There are other hurdles along the way, clearly, but that is a very key one that it has to take out.
So since we're doing those plays, we have a request for Sava as well.
Yeah, Sava is on my list.
Oh, okay, good. Oh yeah, so it is.
I mean, it's a pleasure to chart stocks when they're going up and you're making money. Oh man, I don't have to draw the trend line on this one. The 100-day.
Up and away.
The 100-day, and it took out a key high. Close your eyes and buy it. Just close your eyes, hold your nose if you missed the run, buy it anyway. This one is going up, you could say, in sympathy with Anovus, but not much. It's up 51, it's up $1.71. It's not that much. I mean, it looks like it's going to challenge the high here of 63.65. So you could make 20%, I think, easy on a swing trade here, with the stop loss being right about here at $36. So a $15 downside and well, what I said, $12 upside. I don't like those odds.
Yeah,
I'd have to.
You're not swinging. It's the best.
I'd have to fiddle with that a little bit. but it looks like a good swing. You might make a real tight stop, but with Sava, you don't want too tight a stop because it's so volatile. I guess you could try a stop below the 50. Maybe the 50 is at, where's Arjun? I need him to
Yeah, and it's hard for me to see.
read me all these numbers. Is that $39? I can't tell.
What yeah, just above 39.04. Yeah. Right now we align this is 43.85.
No, wait a second. The purple is 44.12, isn't it? Yeah, 44.12.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, 44.12. So you could put the stop at $40, and that should be sufficient. In other words, gamble for $10 loss.
Right. So in other words, just make your range.
Look for a $12 gain. It's like an even money shot. I think you got a good chance on that. Well, if it's an even money shot, obviously you have a good chance. Half of the time I'd be right on this one. Calls like that, right? So
yeah. Well, again, fundamentally we like this stock.
True, I like it fundamentally, and also I like it for a swing very much.
Oh my, 80. Dan says that Anovus just hit 82.
82.
Wow.
It's getting tempting to buy some puts, but it'll probably outrageous premiums. It's only phase 2, and it's while being very good, it's not that miraculous from what I could see the results. So this is just a bullshit run right now, and it's going to come down. The question is, will it go to 100 before it comes down? So, you know, again, puts. If I short it, the way to short it is with puts, and I would can't do 1-day puts because maybe you could. You could buy puts just for the day, I guess, for till the close today. I think if you want to really gamble, you know, like in Vegas.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't even ask Arjun to make a suggestion on how to pull that off.
Yeah, well, you just buy the puts and pray.
Well, like I said, I don't like going against something I like.
No, but
I'm just gonna wait to.
You're talking about maybe a 1-hour trade.
I got you right.
Just doing a quickie is whatever you want to call it. From 84, you could wind up closing the day at 50 or 130. So you don't know. If it's 130, you lose your money, and if it's 50, you ring the cash register and say how smart you are.
Okay.
All right.
So Linda's on. Eventually, she wants to see Ctxr and maybe XXII. I'll definitely put those on the list.
In fact, I'll do it immediately. Okay, Ctxr has had a very nice run, a very nice comeback, and very nice trend line. Really looking good. I don't know what this line is from. Where do these lines come from, Professor Spike?
They're from the fact that you're using an Apple and not an Apple and not a PC.
That must be it.
Yeah. I wonder if people know whether or not I have a preference between Apples and PCs.
Yeah. It's so strong right now, Ctxr, that it's pulling away from that.
We're saying there's no tradable options on Anovus.
This one is looking really good, as are most of the biotechs. But with a break, it gets up here with a break of 252. I think we will be at all-time highs sooner than later. So this is what is this one? This is the Minolock, the solution to bacterial infection of the venal catheters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Non-surgical solution. Looks good. I mean, the fundamentals, I believe, are strong, and the chart is now really come to life. Really come to life off those lows of $1.50, right? Was that where the low was? Let's see. $1.50 on the button. So what a run it's had. Spectacular run from $1.50 to two and a quarter. Those are the kind of runs that get rich men richer.
Right. You don't need to hit a home run. A series of singles is just fine.
Yeah. If we did that one, I know it's not on my list.
Yeah.
I just want to look at Ctxr. This is another interesting one.
Yeah. I don't know why I left this one. I guess I was getting impatient.
Well, yeah, I've been adding a little bit as it made these new lows, and now I'm adding as it's coming back. So I'm still building a position, what's turning out to be a pretty big position. I still have faith that this company that's been around forever and never did anything will finally do something and get a drug approved. Pacritinib, remember the name of that? Pacritinib.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have 3 indications. What are they again? Myelofibrosis, bloodborne cancer, and GVHD. Is that how you say it? Graft versus host disease.
Oh, right.
And an anti-inflammatory solution to odds, the COVID odds. So you have all this going for you, and you have a chart that looks like it's finally turned around along with all the other bios. We're put in a pretty solid bottom. It looks like it's basically a double bottom. Let's see. Try to run in here. I mean, it's been a frustrating hold for those that are in it a long time. But just like Athesis, I think this one will pay off. So I'm still in it, haven't sold any. In fact, I'm adding. And you have, in addition to the upward trajectory, you do have a ceiling that is going to prove tough resistance at 259. So you get through that, you're in good shape. Very good shape. So got to watch this one, and if you don't own it, maybe nibble at it. And as you nibble, if it breaks 259 by chance, then you could more than nibble. Average up as opposed to down, like Dr. J's been doing.
Right.
Yeah, averaging up is a much better feeling. I promised VBIV.
Yes.
I also promised Biopath.
We did Biopath.
Huh?
You promised VBIV, the 2 Arjun plays, VBIV and Alba.
We did Biopath? I don't remember.
Yes, we did.
All right, Biopath we did. So it's, what didn't we do?
Jiggy's sold at 62. Don't hit yourself. We're relatively speaking, we're all selling early.
Oh, look at this. We have a beautiful, beautiful
yeah.
And a beautiful
finally get some movement on this guy.
Beautiful setup for a break of the break of the resistance. We have strong resistance, right? I think it basically broke it. Let's take a look. Right around here. Oh, I didn't do the horizontal line. Damn. I wanted a horizontal line, but that's close enough, I guess. You can see that we're at very strong resistance here, just about where we are now. So with a break of, let's say, it's one of these highs, 327, what's this one? 327. Let's say it breaks 330. It looks like it's going to zoom up to 380, this area here, 371. So with a break of 330, I think you can get another 40 cents. And that would be nice, even if you do it as a swing, not a terrible thing. But it also, very nice looking chart. It looks like it's definitely put in a bottom on the on 511 at 245. So we've had an enormous run from 245 to 3.25, and I think the fun has only begun.
Right.
That's what we want to see, this break though, to confirm, right? Because look how many times it's been here and it's visited this number, 3.25 back in what 4.1. So on the downtrend, every time it's tried to come back to 3.25, it's failed. So 327, whatever.
Right.
So this is a very, very important top. It's got to go through it and then just pile in for a swing trade and collect your money at about 365, 370. So as always, our opinions are strictly owned, do not consider investment advice. We are under diligence, check with an advisor before acting on anything we say, because these are just our opinions, our ideas, and we're just, we're just vaudevillians at heart, Professor Spike and I. That's one step above charlatan.
You are right, sir.
Is a vaudevillian is not necessarily a charlatan.
No, right? Certainly not.
No, definitely
some of my favorite performers are vaudevillians.
Yes. All right.
I think George Burns.
Yeah.
You might as well do Albo, since we were talking about some of Arjun's favorites. Let him feel bad that he's not on the show.
Yeah, but I mean, for Vib, I think the chart says it all. You don't need to rehash the fundamentals.
Did this guy just make a move?
You have a gap up on Albo today. So the bios are hopping like jelly beans today. They're hopping like jelly beans. And with the close above the 50, that's not a bad sign at all.
Yeah.
Look at this downward.
I know. I've been writing it since Arjun was talking about it.
Gee, so, but it finally broke it. So
finally broke, yeah.
2 days that it broke. It's like a high fever that got broken finally. So be careful here, because that gap looks like in the near term it could be filled.
Right. Avoid that's looking to be filled.
With any weakness, that gap down to 31.46 could be filled. So you got to be a little careful here. If you want in, I would probably nibble and average in, but that's where I go into almost everything anyway.
Right.
Unless it's a really attractive entry point, I'm just doing a swing, that's different.
And FYI, Anovus is now 94.
I'm really getting tempted to short it, but not yet. Let it break 100.
And then, right.
And then I'll short it. All right. The problem with shorting is you probably can't short it. It probably
the short opportunity is gone.
No, it's not gone.
There's no options there is what I'm told.
There are no options.
Yeah, that's what
the only way to short it is to borrow stock, which you probably can't do.
Right.
So it's probably not possible to short it. Let me see. I'm going to try to short it right now.
Are you going to give it a go?
Give it a go.
Just to see if it's possible.
Yeah.
You have all kinds of privileges. They'll probably lend you.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't have any. If I had some, I'd lend them to you. But I just sold them all.
Yeah. The high today is 96. It's 92 now. 93.
Well, like I'm not complaining.
Yeah. No, I mean, you had to sell it in the 70s. You had to sell it.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Look what Biogen jumped 100 points, remember, and then came right back down to normal.
That's right. Well,
this is not
this
normal.
this isn't even a Reddit play. This is just a good news play.
This is just a bullshit play.
Yeah, and
it's more than bullshit.
Jiggly's hitting himself because he sold a bit earlier than he would have liked.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you'll get your opportunity to get back in. Yeah, you could tell from looking at the chatter who's actually held some and who bailed it all.
Yeah, my broker wouldn't do it. I don't know why. Don't know why.
It's a risky proposition.
Yeah. I don't care. I mean, you know, probably saved me money.
So
what else?
Now that we've been doing these, in terms of what you've been promising people, you actually
you got a lot of
originally the show was going to be a different kind of show until we found all this news.
EV plays.
But actually, Linda still asked for Ctxr, which is sort of interesting.
What is it?
You remember the tobacco one, Ctxr? The tobacco.
CCII?
No, Ctxr.
SXII?
XX.
Like that?
21 Roman numerals.
21.
Ctxr.
Oh, that's the 20th century.
Yes.
22nd century. The cigarette play.
That's correct.
This is all over the place. But the direction is good.
Well, that's
although lately it's been in a downward channel. It's the lower end of it's heading back towards the trend line, which is still up though. So we have diverging signals on this one. You have an upward trend line support, which is nice. Always good to have trend line support. And we're heading towards that trend line support. And we also have support at the 50. But we definitely are in a downward channel now. Did I draw this? Why would I draw this so
far? Remember?
Huh?
You got it. I don't know if you drew. You didn't draw that one here. Just a coincidence that it happens to be a decent line.
Yeah, I don't think I did that.
No, you wouldn't have drawn it that far away. There you go.
Now it works.
It's funny how the slope is on target though.
Yeah.
That wasn't from the stock, but it's a good line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's respecting that top line resistance.
Yeah. I think if you want in on this, you look for a pullback to the 50.
Yeah, no, it's funny though because we've been talking about it, and I've always been poo-pooing it, even when everybody was crowing during that recent upswing.
Yeah.
But who's to say that this fundamental
pull back to this level right around here?
You know, I would like to know what your thinking is on this. Like why
fundamentals? It's very low.
You've always seen things that I haven't.
You know the story. Biden wants to crack down on cigarettes. High nicotine cigarettes are poison, and he wants to sell. He wants the tobacco companies to sell very low nicotine cigarettes, and they have it. They're growing this stuff. Genetic modifications, whatever you want to call it, gene editing for the tobacco.
Right.
So you're smoking GMO tobacco, genetically modified tobacco. But if you're smoking tobacco, I don't think you're a health nut anyway. So
Yeah, exactly.
so it's okay.
Linda says her reason for being in is that XXII has the patent.
Yeah, they have the patent, and maybe they get bought by Philip Morris or
Right.
MO.
We had a request for OCGN. We've been looking at that one for a while, so we might as well follow up on it.
OCGN. Ocugen. I don't know where these lines come from. It's crazy. What if I do draw and clear?
Yep.
Clear drawings. Much better.
There we go.
All right. Are we going to come all the way down to the 100? It appears not. It seems to have formed a new trend line with the bottom of this green candle here from April 22nd. It's got a perfectly good trend line going. And it's going to, if it goes down, it goes down to trend line support, which is still a strong positive sloping line. You're coming off the top here, and it looks like it's back on track to go up. Certainly looks like it's worth a nibble here, maybe a swing trade. Because you're out if it breaks the trend line. You don't even have to wait for the 50. Break the trend line.
It like it's time for a bus stop, but I don't know what direction.
I think the direction is clearly up at this point.
Okay.
Over the last 2 weeks, anyway. So if you buy, what's it at now? 889. Let's say you buy now, and the trend line would be, let's say even this low, which is below the trend line, where it is now. $8 would be a stop, and I would look to fill this gap.
Right. That makes sense.
13.
Right there.
Wait a second. This gap is close. Where is it?
Right there.
1091. So 1091. Let's say 1075 target.
Right.
And what I say for the stop loss, $8.
Yes.
So that's a decent.
750.
750. It's still a decent swing trade.
Yeah.
And it may take a while to culminate, You might be in it for weeks. It's not just a swing trade. It's a big, more than a swing, because
well, it's going to go somewhere.
You know what I tend to do with these kind of trades? If it's not going to hit either direction, after 5 days, I just sell it wherever it is.
Okay.
So that if it doesn't resolve,
right. So you don't wait for a coin that's not going to land.
Yeah, I just sell it. I don't let if it's a swing trade, I don't want to go more than 5 days with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the purpose is to swing it, I just don't like holding it more than 5 days. It's against my swing trade philosophy.
Right. Well, yeah, you're too used to these pharmaceuticals, which turn on a dime.
Most of my swing trades last two days, 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
I was wondering why, when we were playing that game where we were doing these swing trades, you only gave us a week. Because I've been picking, going, I got to make new picks already. It's only been 7 days.
Yeah. I don't like
now I understand.
Because if I'm holding them too long, then they become, I look upon them differently, isn't it? More of a long-term hold.
Yeah, but I've been seeing CVM as a swing play, but it's been a swing play that's been lasting a month at a time.
CVM has been a great swing.
Linda also asked for Dermatech, which I'm sure you would have no problem with.
It's on my list.
Discussing. Is it on your list? I didn't see it here. It's on your list in your brain. You're gonna have to revise. You're gonna have to revise your list when you.
I tweeted it out. I've been buying this on the dip. I've been buying it on the ascent. I've been buying it. It's my number 2 pick for the year. I still like it enormously. It's going to take some time to gain traction, but I think it's going to go to 100 or more. Certainly within a 12-month target. So I like it. Fundamentals are great in my mind, and the chart is looking a hell of a lot better with support at the 200 and new trend line. Biotech is looking much better in general. I think biotech is a place to be, actually.
These days.
Yeah, I think it is. I had Tesla on, but I didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't talk about any of the EV plays. If you want to switch over to that for a little while, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
the only thing that's here that you didn't really talk about is Tandem in terms of that end of things. And
Tandem I bought. I bought it at 80, I believe, and I'm looking for the 100.
And what were you going to say about CRISPR? If you're going to say anything.
CRISPR, yeah, I definitely like CRISPR. I think that's the stock of the future, gene editing, and they're probably the leader in it. I also bought SRPT, RNAi, for muscular dystrophy.
Mm-hmm.
I added that to my portfolio.
Yeah, so maybe on the next show we'll try some of these. I think it's worthwhile to move to you have a whole EV thing planned.
Tesla has been on a severe decline, and this one you can just average into. I don't care if you buy 1 share a day, just average into it. It's a tremendous stock, and even if it goes to 400, so you're buying at cheaper levels. Let's go to the weekly on this one and see where that takes us. All right, so you see on the weekly we're sitting at support.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, and basically we just took out a key low, which is not good, but we should get support right at this peak right here at 502. So if it drops to the low 5s, gobble, 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 you buy some more. I know it doesn't look appealing, but you are sitting at support, and it is Tesla. So it's a buy.
Now, do you want to do Churchill, since we're talking about this play, and this would be the number 2? This week there's been a lot of discussion, and you're still on the week.
You and I are both in this one. The weekly doesn't say too much, except
it says it's, that we have
the good news is that we put in probably the low for a while last week.
Right.
1725. How do I know that? Well, obviously I don't.
You don't have any proof, but you know it.
I know it in my heart. I know it.
You're gonna stay on the weekly when you start drawing lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because we have a nice trend line going down, unfortunately. But the key level is very clear here. You want to take out 24.33, and then you just load the boat. Let's take a look at the daily again.
Interesting. I'm curious why you drew the line there and not with something a little bit shallower on a slope. Because
we have 3 hits right here. So
okay.
You need 3 hits for a trend line.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious because you have this savant ability to draw these lines. And sometimes I wouldn't have drawn this anymore.
It looks like the right place.
Okay.
And this one, I mean, obviously we're drawing a line. You have a new trend line. It looks quite appealing to me. I think EV is starting to get hot again. I think this, not the Tesla so much as the Churchills, the Fiskars, the XPEV and NEO. I think those, you can go there to look for investments, including Churchill certainly is one of them. And XPEV has got a nice little jump. I think it might be down today, but so what? Churchill is basically flat on the day.
Right.
XPEV, I'm going to figure out how to short. If it's over 100, I'm going to figure out if I can
you'll find a way.
Well, I'll call my broker and say, what the, what is going on here?
Somebody in our audience is still holding. Just borrow it from them.
Yeah. It's down today in nickel and at the dime, whatever. We're not going to nickel and dime. This thing is going up. It's going up.
You're thinking this is Neo's pretty sister.
XPEV looks really good on the chart now. I think it's going to go all the way up to this high at 33.59. I've been buying it since pretty close to the bottom, actually. And only recently getting back in. Whereas the other one, NEO, I'm losing on because I started buying it too early. And it doesn't have quite as nice a chart as XPEV. I unfortunately own a lot more of this than I do XPEV.
Cabinet guys, I'm looking at some of the conversations on the side. Cabinet guys saying that Michael Burry, who I don't even know who that is shorting Tesla pretty big. Well,
yeah, there's been some hedge funds that lost a lot of money shorting Tesla. Tesla is down to 900. And I still short Tesla and just trying to make their money back.
Understood. Well, I guess if you're going to do it, now's the time. But you see it as a bounce back.
Put it to you this way. I see it as an opportunity to just keep buying it.
Right. It is, relatively speaking, it is a bargain price.
Just keep buying it. And be happy if it goes down because you're buying it at cheaper prices. That is if you don't have a position in it already. And even if you do, you're just buying it at cheaper prices. My opinion is that it will be over 1,000 5 years from now. So why not just keep buying it? If you feel that like I feel, why not own it? And this one I think is going to be, it's hard to say because they have the battery swapping technology, which, you put into a gas station, they swap your battery instead of...
Hey, that seems like a smart move, right?
Well, it's catching on in China. Now,
well, I mean, the thing is that if there's enough uniformity that you're not worried about getting a crappy battery in place of your good one.
No, because you just swap it out again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like what they used to do with horses back in the 1700s.
Yeah, you just change horses.
Right. But you're not supposed to change horses midstream.
Okay.
Andrew Chow's saying that LI should also be on our radar.
Lee Automobile.
I'm not even sure I've even heard of this one.
They're a big player in China. Has a similar looking chart.
Are we on daily? Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful looking chart. I don't even have to draw the line. It's just been drawn for me. So yeah, I mean, Lee Auto, it looks like another one that probably should be played. I don't know enough about that one, but NEO with the battery swapping technology, I like that concept. But on the other hand, you don't know if they're going to win out over a company like XPEV, which has the self-driving smart car stuff in it. So they're the more the creative engineering than Neo. Neo is nice, beautiful car with going the battery swapping route. XPEV going the technological route. More appeal to the younger crowd. The gizmos, the bells and whistles. And ultimately self-driving. By the way, did you hear about Cruise?
No.
GM subsidiary is going to be testing their cars in the streets of San Francisco. They got.
You mean the self-driving stuff?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So that's a shock to me.
I'm not sure who Cruise is aligned with, but it's one of the players, Uber or Lyft. I think it's Lyft, but I don't remember. Ride sharing is going to be tremendous.
Yeah, there's somebody gave me a ride sharing play in China. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think we talked about it on
GRAB.
Which one?
It's a SPAC, I think. GRAB is the company.
Oh, no, I was thinking.
I don't know where they're located.
Um,
is it China? I'm not sure, but Grab is the name of the company.
Okay.
If that's probably what you're thinking of.
It's most likely. I don't see it here, so.
So we looked at the main.
Right. That's right. It's a SPAC before it's called Grab. I'm just, like I said, I'm looking to see if I can remember the name of it.
This one cost me money, but I'm thinking of giving it another shot.
Which one's this one?
Charge
Point. Yeah, this one we bought it as a SPAC. We lost whatever money the conversion always takes. I mean, and now maybe it's slowly coming its way back.
Yeah,
I've been in it for the whole ride. I think it's called Altimeter Growth Corp, the one I was talking about, AGC.
Okay, I'll chart it. But this one looks attractive, by the way.
I mean, I'm in it to win it with this one, ultimately.
It looks attractive.
Because people were asking about this one, Plug, and there was that other one that it was the competitor to this one that had the.
Wait a second. I didn't get your initials right.
Oh, you didn't. AGC.
A is in Apple.
G is in get off your butt, and C is in that's my last name.
This one has had a fall from grace, huh?
It did. It's close to its original $10 SPAC value.
Yeah. Well,
it's in what we think is going to be a good market.
Yeah, it's ride sharing.
I believe so.
Where? In China?
Yeah, I'm looking up the info right now. Well, it just says it's a blank check company, so usually,
yeah,
it doesn't mean anything. It says here, no, not saying anything about it. See, I should do more research before I buy these things.
Nah, it's better to buy them when your eyes closed.
A friend of mine gives me a tip. It's sort of like a horse. I'm like, I'm in.
Like that.
Okay, so Linda was listening. Fuel cell and Plug, those guys.
We look good in terms of probably having a bottom, pretty good bottom put in.
Yeah. I bought in about these levels. I bought in slightly higher.
I tell you, everything is looking good to me. I just want to buy everything.
Yeah, no.
But if you stay with what's not doing well are my number 1, 2, and 3 investments: Amazon, Apple, and Google.
Yuan. Those are old. That's all old news.
Yeah, they're being neglected, and the more sexy names are moving up.
I guess.
What else you got?
Well, I'm looking at what the audience is talking about. They want to see fuel cell.
Okay.
since we're on this and plug because we're on this right now since we switched over to electricity. But they're all slow growers. It looks like.
No, there's nothing. Well, this is a high beta stock. Came down from over 20 and came up from the $2 level.
Mm.
Been all over the place in the last year or so. And on a daily basis, it may not move much, but it certainly gets there. All of these stocks have beautiful trend lines over the last 8 days forming. And I'm bullish the market right now, at least for now. So, I think this is a buy or a swing, however you want to play it. If you like it for long term, nothing wrong with buying it now. Fuel cell looks good. The other big hydrogen play is plug, right?
Yeah, plug. And then we could look at lithium and close off the show.
PLL.
Well, that's the one you like. That's the play you like.
Mm-hmm. Well, plug put in a huge bottom with a big engulfing candle, and look what it's done off that engulfing candle. Really not that much. The high of the day that day was 23.73. It's 27.81. About 10 days later, it's moving in the right direction now.
Now that convergence over there, is that the 50 hitting the 50 hitting the 100, or is it the 100 hitting the 50?
The 50 is crossing the 200.
Oh, that's not good news.
No, you want the 200 to be down here somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like anyway. Where the hell is 100? I don't see a red line. That's strange. I have a 200. I have a 9-day at 50. I don't have 100. I have a 50. Yeah, I do have 100. The 100 is this. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting confused with my colors. I didn't make that.
Right.
My colors are off. The 100 is the same color as the 50. That's not good. It's very confusing.
All right. Well, I mean, we're more interested in what's going on with the 9-day. We're above the 9-day, which is good, but the 9-day itself should be high also.
Yeah.
So this take a heavy.
Weird with the 100. I wanted red for the 100.
Okay. Oh, it's way up there. That's why.
Yeah. Better. One more, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. Why don't you do one of your lithium plays, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay. We'll do Piedmont Mines, Lithium Unlimited. And Piedmont put in a solid bottom and a Rami the next day to indicate time to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom was 53. We're trading at 61. And we're getting a negative cross of the 9-day with the 100. It doesn't look like an exciting chart, a compelling chart that says buy me.
Right.
But it's okay.
You can't buy these. You can't make these batteries without sufficient amount of lithium.
Right. It's probably a long-term play that you average into.
Okay.
All right. So what is Anovus? Update on Anovus.
Oh, yeah. No, people stopped complaining about it because the advice on the side was, be happy with what you got, and stop playing woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right.
Right now it's at 91. It's actually 91.
So I'd be 5 points richer had I completed my short.
Right.
Linda came today. Cabinet guy came today. Harpreet Singh was here. Chandra Chow, Chris Jigglypuff, all the usual suspects and more. It's good that our peanut gallery is growing. We want you to remind you all to tell your friends about us, subscribe. I mean, we have a really good shoe every single time. Well, most of the time. Right? Would you say 50?
I always have a good time. That's
more
why
than 50% of the time we have a really good show. All right, adios, amigos. See you.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
See you, Professor Spike. Bye, everybody. See you all on Tuesday. Happy trading.